round the outside to go up into second now. Umrum settling back fifth, and then Dane Ripper a lot handier than she was at Moonee Valley. 3/4 back to La Volta, and then a length and a half our Silky Oak Aerosmith. Silverglade the inside, third last Brave Prince behind him, marking him about 4 lengths to Remus. Down the side Willoughby at the 600, 3/4 Sir Boom, 1 Plusker. Umrum 3 deep round the outside is improving, with second coming between horses. Dane Ripper the rail held up. La Volta starting a run 3 wide with around the outside coming on well is our Silky Oak when they neared the corner, and then Brave Prince and Aerosmith from Silverglade at the bend, and Willoughby the leader in the Memsey, straightened up in front of Sir Boom with Umrum running on. Behind them Plusker, La Volta second coming. Dane Ripper over on the inside about 6th. Willoughby the leader at the 200. Umrum a length and a half behind it with La Volta, and Dane Ripper's getting up on the inside. Willoughby the leader inside the 200 from Umrum, and Dane Ripper on the rails. It's Willoughby clear though. Dane Ripper's coming at him. Willoughby tackled by Dane Ripper. She's a fantastic mare, and Dane Ripper got up and beat Willoughby with La Volta third, I think, just in front of Umrum, not much in that. They're trailed in by Doremus. Oh, he's run another fantastic race in the Memsey. Plusker behind him, followed by Sir Boom, Markham, Brave Prince, Aerosmith, and then came behind these was our Silky Oak second coming, and Silverglade was last in the Memsey Stakes. She's never to be underrated. Another scintillating burst on the rails from Dane Ripper to claim Willoughby and take the Group 2 Memsey. Willoughby was hailed home, but the mare dug into her enormous depths of talent. What great courage, fantastic determination, and she's drove through on the rails to beat Willoughby, and the time is 1:22.85. Oh, gee, she's great, isn't she? She's probably racing better now than she ever has. They're 2 wonderful runs that she's put together, and she still isn't anywhere near fit. 12, 2 and 14 has got third official La Volta. Fourth placing going to number 10, being Umrum. He's run a pretty good race. He was off the track all the way, and Aerosmith has run the official 5th in the race. Doremus ran a bottle or 2. He was really fighting the line well on the rails. But all accolades must go to Dane Ripper. She's doing this on 80% fitness. She came with that storming run out wide to win the Manikato. Today, Oliver had her in a much more prominent role, about 6th on the rail. But Willoughby had gone to the lead with Harvey trying to dictate his own terms. And he went for home at the top of the straight and really looked the winner. But this fantastic mare, this wonderful race mare, has charged through along the fence. Who knows what she might end up doing this spring? Because I honestly believe she's racing better now than she was at the start of any other preparation. I know she fires early, but at the last couple of recent preparations, she has been inclined to hit a flat spot second up. She hasn't done that, and she's still not fit. She got out to 5-2. Willoughby started the 9-4 favourite. Numbers are 12, 2 and 14 in the Memsey. Race number 5 of the day. It was the highlight, and it lived up to all the billing. The McNeil Stakes coming up at 3:23, Nick.
All righty, thank you very much.
The gates open, they're racing, and Supergrass began pretty well, and Bozeman out wide on the track, and also Warning Express in the centre quickly into stride with the mare striding to the lead. Warning Express leads the way, Sliders moving up on the outside, Bozeman obliged to race a little bit deep in the early stages. Then came Light Work, they were followed by Supergrass, Ultimate Power, and dropping out to the tail of the field in front of him is Latin Bayer. Slider goes to the front now, and York onto the paint, leads the way at the 1600 metres mark with Bozeman at his girth the outside. Warning Express pops in on the fence to be third. Light Work is about 2 lengths away in fourth. Latin Bayer is moving around the outside from Supergrass, and Ultimate Power has now gone back to the tail of the field as they swing to the back. 13.50 out, and Slider in front. York dictating the terms of the race. He leads the way. Bozeman at his girth the outside, a length away Warning Express, and Light Work in the clear fourth. 2 lengths Latin Bayer around Supergrass, and Ultimate Power whip them in. They race up to the 1100 metres mark. No change to the order. Slider in charge, and York is now putting on the brake. He leads by a half length on Bozeman, who's travelling second. 2 lengths to Warning Express, then Light Work, Latin Bayer, Supergrass, and Ultimate Power back at the tail of the field. Off the back, racing towards the 800, and Slider in charge. He leads the way. Bozeman is edging closer to the outside. A length and a half to Warning Express, and Light Work gradually picking up ground. 2 lengths Latin Bayer. Supergrass back on the inside, and Ultimate Power whip them in. At the 650 metres mark, York is going to make this a sprint home on Slider. He's in front by a neck on Bozeman. A length away is Ultimate Power, very wide, whizzing around the outside. They were followed by Light Work. Then Warning Express just shuffle back on the fence from Latin Bayer, and it's near the tail of the field with Supergrass as they turn for home. Bozeman moved up to Slider, and the top weight hit the lead. Light Work's about to get into the clear. Warning Express on the fence, nowhere to go, and Ultimate Power the outside. Slider coming back at Bozeman. Bozeman just in front. Slider kicking again. They're going to fight it out with Warning Express a length and a half away. Bozeman the outside. Slider the fence. Slider the inside. Bozeman. It's York and Die. Slider the inside. Fighting on strongly. Bozeman grabs him again in the shadows of the post and wins. Bozeman has won the money from Slider. They had a great duel for the length of the straight. Warning Express was third. Then came Light.
And it was a pretty tidy start. One of the best away was Piglet's Goal from Kamaj, and on the nickel is right up there forward early. So too is Gala Angel going on with it too, and they were followed just handy by Chaff Bag. Going through it on the inside of Fishery, and there's one getting around them, Princess LaRue from her wideish alley. Back in the field behind those then came Assertive Lady, who's being ridden quietly behind My Close Encounter, and last of all is Zophanobia. Gala Angel is the leader now from Orchestral Bell as they move on the side at the 1,000 on the outer track, and Centani from a wide draw goes to third. Princess LaRue is up forging on fourth outside of On the Nickel, and on the inside Kamaj a line of three. Another trio behind those, and we've got a Fishery the centre, Piglet's Gold the inside, and on the outside Chaff Bag. 2 lengths away My Close Encounter at the 1,000 from Assertive Lady, and last of all 2 away is Zophanobia. About to head into the home running. They've got more than 650 to travel, and Gala Angel going okay by a length to Centani. Third place in Kamaj inside of Orchestral Bell. Then further out on the track was Princess LaRue niggled at from Piglet's Gold, trying to get a run up on the inside and got checked out. Over on the outside of those then came Chaff Bag, and further out was a Fishery putting in a bit of a finish. Racing down now towards the 300 metre mark, and Gala Angel still the leader from Kamaj. Orchestral Bell, Piglet's Gold still trying to get a run up between them, and further back to On the Nickel. Kamaj hit the front, but Piglet's Gold is the danger. Here she comes, Miss Piggy. Piglet's Gold races up on the outside, and it's all over. Piglet's Gold, 3/4 Kamaj, third Orchestral Bell, Gala Angel on the Nickel. Then came running on Assertive Lady, Princess LaRue further back in the field. Then came Zophanobia out wide. Chaff Bag didn't fire today. A Fishery showed a bit of fight to the turn, but then gave ground, and it was one of those towards the tail of the field with My Close Encounter also back there, and so too was Zophanobia, after the running of the Glennon Johnson Trophy taken.
Yes, good on you, Nick. Thanks, mate. They're getting set here for the McNeil Stakes. Lee Friedman has 5 runners, but the favourite is Theatre, number 8. Piccadilly Circus is the tightest assessed of the Friedman runners, although she has got out 1.5 points on track, but so too is Theatre. Theatre's been a drifter as well, but he is still the clear favourite. So 8 ahead of 7. And a little money late for Coup de Grace and Coed. They're both firm 4 points. About 4 or 5 to move in now. They're coming along well. Others that have been tried, a Special Edition. It's firm 3 points on track. And Jumalik's come in 1 point. But Theatre top pick over Piccadilly Circus. Major Fun came into line now. Coup de Grace is getting set. Actually got out to about 20 to 1 to Coup de Grace at one stage of betting. Cyber Vein stood in well over near the outside. We need Special Edition to move in. Has the blinkers off today. Few colour changes. All white on Tarot Star, and Sedation in the second set. That's white with the black and white striped sleeves. Nearly ready. Spice Girl one from the outside, and now Beggar's Opera came in, and the field is set. 1100 metres. Theatre the favourite, drawn 1. Ready and racing. Theatre began very quickly on the inside. Coed a little slow. Spice Girl out in a hurry on the outside. Spellmaker's driving up fast as they settle down, and Theatre's got up inside the pair of them. But Spellmaker has enough pace to lead from Spice Girl. Theatre on the fence. 2 or 3 lengths back Jumalik, Piccadilly Circus, and Coed getting up on the inside of her. One further back Major Fun, and they're being followed then by Special Edition on the outside with Beggar's Opera. Sedation next on the rail. 2 lengths Coup de Grace, Cyber Vein, Tarot Star, and Hand Passes last today. Spellmaker sped them down to the turn. 2 lengths on Theatre Spice Girl. Jumalik fourth the outside, and then Coed and Piccadilly Circus in the dark blue. Beggars Opera off the track, and they're followed by Special Edition, Major Fun, Cyber Vein and Sedation. Terro Star well back. Spellmaker led in the straight. The big fella about to be tackled by Theatre. Jumalik is running on well, and Special Edition coming down the outside from Coup de Grace. It's Theatre racing up to Spellmaker. In turn Jumalik, but Theatre the leader. It's Theatre a length and a half on Jumalik. 2 green behind it, and Theatre is too good for them. Theatre by 2 lengths Jumalik. Major Fun a good third from Special Edition, Spellmaker, Coed, and then out wider was Terro Star, followed by Coup de Grace. Behind them Sedation, Spice Girl Week, and so did Piccadilly Circus. She's finished a long way back in company there with Cyber Vein, and a gap to Beggars Opera, and Hand Pass never came into it today. 1-3.9. Theatre's been too good. The favourite's taken the prize. Number 8, ridden by Darren Gauci. Well, he's just too good. Have a look at the tongue lolling about there. Don't know whether he needs a tongue tie, but certainly it hasn't stopped him today. He's been way too good. Gauci just allowed him to coast the last little bit. He is an exciting 3-year-old, this bloke. Jumalik's been a good run the second. First up from a spell. And very green in the last little bit. Otherwise, he might have made Theatre work a bit harder for that win. And Major Fun was a very good performance in third place. Here's the last bit of the race. Spellmaker, who led them up, stopping. Theatre's claimed him quickly, but look at Jumalik wanting to hang in there. Rider with the whip in the left hand, and he's ducked right in behind the heels of Theatre. No doubt he couldn't have won the race, but he just might have made it a little closer. Major Fun's effort very, very good. And Special Edition, the one in the blue colours, fourth the outside. Spellmaker stopping. The white, all-white Terro Star was coming home well, and Coed over on the inside of it. Didn't begin well, but she was putting in good strides at the finish of the race. Numbers official are 8, 10 and 11. 8, 10 and 11. Theatre to winner, number 8. Second, number 10, Jumalik, and third, 11, Major Fun. It's 8, 10, 11 on race 6. Fourth in was Special Edition, and fifth, Terro Star. Race 7 coming up is the 4 and 20 Heatherly handicap. No scratchings, 14 to run in that race, due to go at 3 minutes past 4.
Nice training performance.
Between runners. Now Count Scenario's plonked himself about midfield between a wall of horses. Just Amigos on the fence, and Morning Copy travelling deep with excelling in that bunch. So is Delta Dance. Then Special Effects and Red Storm rising. Superior Hand, Fog outside, Night Crusher. Last 21 carat. 700 out, Prince Parador just in front of Multitude. Prince of Arms out 3 deep. Parade fourth on the inside of Ventura Highway. Sounds Fun next on the inside.
Ready to run in the Peter Pan, big field of 18, 1,500 metres. Lights are blinking. The gates open, and Union Wells drop back after the start. Winter Garden, Huge Jet out wide. Odysseus into stride very quickly. Medicine showing some speed, and King Win quickly going up on the fence into a good berth. Just off the speed, Mr. Bowen now going fast, Maestro Maker. Winter Garden trap wide on settling down. Lawyer Medicine deep over Kidmar, and then came Con Air. High Typhoon in the green and red cap is about centre field from Air Affair, Typhoon Arena. He's back fourth last on the inside. 3 lengths to Union Wells, Strange and Captive Choice, 9.50 out, and Huge Jet leads the way. It's Huge Jet in front. Mr. Bowes moved up on his outside to go up and attack. A length away third in getting a good run is King Win. They were followed by Room for a Slew, Maestro Maker. Going around the outside is Odysseus and High Typhoon deep. Kidmar back on the inside. A length away Con Air. Then came Lawyer Medicine making ground. Air Affairs a long way back in the field. Arena's got nowhere to go. Going around them is Typhoon. Then Captive Choice, Strange, and Union Wells at the tail of the field. The Peter Pan field turns for home. 4.50 out. Huge Jet in front of King Win and Mr. Bow the outside. A length further back, Room for a Slew. Kidmar the centre running on, and further back in the field to Arena. Cassidy desperately looking for a run from Air Affair. High Typhoon's under pressure. Huge Jet at any old odds at the 200 in front of Mr. Bow. It's Huge Jet 2 lengths to Mr. Bow. Then Con Air, Kidmar, Arena, and down the outside Typhoon, but it's Huge Jet. Cooksley going for home, and in a real boil over in the Peter Pan Stakes, Huge Jet kills them. them. Huge Jet wins 3 lengths on the line to Conair. Photo third, Typhoon, Mr. Bow and Arena. Strange from the tail of the field over Odysseus. Then Union Wells further back to Lawyer. High Typhoon never came into it from Medicine. Captive Choice. Then Maestro Maker, Kidmar, well back in the field, pulling up quickly. Conair, and the last couple home, Room for a Slew and King Win and Winter Garden.
Rocks Chief now shaded by Yarley Gold the outside. 1 length to Certainly. Another length to Amarina and Future Ethics. And last of all is Aki Bono racing outside of Murph, which shades it about ahead. Down to the 700 now. Prior to turning for the long run in on the outer track. And the leader was now Bo Curra by about 1 1/4 length. Getting away slightly from Century Flag. Ferox Chief is back behind them. Now Century Flag revs up again. Yarley Gold is joining in down the centre. He's still got something left it seems, and certainly is about to ease around him. Mirth tracks up behind it and joins in from Amarina, Future Ethics, and Aki Bono leaving his run late is now starting to come down the centre. But it's Bo Curra going okay from Century Flag. Mirth getting through on the rail. Wider out now certainly is starting to come quickly, and then Aki Bono, and with it was Amarina. Bo Curra's gone. Quickly going to the front is Certainly. Certainly's had a lovely run in transit. You wanted to be on this a long way from home, and certainly will score by more than a length. The Bo Curra Amarina, followed by Mirth. Aki Bono, he had an off day. Yarley Gold knocked up again. They were followed further back behind them then by Mirth, who didn't run a bad race really. Amarina was close up there as mentioned. Now Future Ethics was back towards the tail. Also with them too was Ferox Chief. Oh gee, you wanted to be on that.
Had a few runs under the belt, and the punters think it's about time. Number 4, Maximil to run favourite. Londolese, the mare, solid second pick. Well in the market are Ben's Rocket, Sovereign Squall and Laugh and Dance. Field nearly ready. Here's Sovereign Squall, who's got the outside barrier coming in. And they're all locked away and ready to break now. Court of Honour down on the inside. Star Cossack next to him. Blazing Sun backpedaling. Off they go, and Laugh and Dance didn't begin all that well, and No Need shuffled out to the rear when the starter said go. Londolese first out from Maximel, and Blazing Sun began fast with Jugar Bay. Rembetic is going towards the leaders, and Sovereign Squall's got across okay from the outside gate. Blazing Sun climbing the hill, the leader from Rembetica, and Jugar Bay settling third on the rails. Sovereign Squall moving up on the outside of Londolese and Maximel. About 2 lengths Star Cossack, Court of Honour, followed by Sports Circuit. 1.5 lengths to Ben's Rocket, Chenwood. 2 to Laugh and Dance, Cotton on Flyer, and 2 to No Need. Strung out Blazing Sun, the leader, 1.5 lengths in front at the 1,000. Rembetica is second, 3 lengths to Sovereign Squall, third on the outside of Jugar Bay. 2 lengths to Maximel, well placed fifth, and about 1.5 lengths behind him, Londolese. Star Cossack on her outside, 1.5 Sports Circuit. Then on the rails, Court of Honour, followed by Ben's Rocket, 2 to Chenwood, 1 to Laugh and Dance, followed by Cotton on Flyer, and 2 to No Need. Scorching along still, heading to the 600 metres, and the leader is Blazing Sun, 1.5 lengths in front of Rembetica. 2 lengths to Sovereign Squall, Jugar Bay. Maximel working into the finish okay, followed by Londolese, scrubbed up on the inside of Star Cossack, and around them then comes Ben's Rocket with a run, and then a gap to Chenwood and Court of Honour when they neared the turn, and the leader Blazing Sun about 1.5 lengths in front from Rembetica. Maximel pulled to the outside, and then Sovereign Squall and Ben's Rocket, who's got his head turned to the side. Blazing Sun from Rembetica at the 200. Maximel winding into the race on the outside, and then Sovereign Squall. Blazing Sun's giving a bit of cheek. Rembetica nearly level, and Maximel is trying hard. Rembetica's taken the lead. Maximel can't reach Rembetica, and it's Rembetica. One ride for B. Werner, a winner. Beat Maximel, and Laugh and Dance stormed into the finish. I think it grabbed third. Blazing Sun close up from Sovereign Squall. Chenwood ran on okay, and then Ben's Rocket, followed by Court of Honour, Cotton on Flyer. Londolese never got into it, followed by No Need, then Jugar Bay. Towards the end of the field, at the head of the others was Star Cossack, and Sports Circuit was last of all. Stand by for numbers here. Rembetica has proved too good. Number 3, ridden by Brian Werner, who, like Fabian Oleski, came to Caulfield for one ride and has scored a victory. Maximel, well, he had his chance. He's run second. Laugh and Dance really coming into the finish well when it was all over. I think it'll be third. Should be 3, 4, 7, but they're not official as yet. Rembetica, trained by Alan Williams, an 8-year-old who ran third in this race last year. As a matter of fact, he tackled the Liston at his most recent run and got caught off the track at, on paper, a disappointing 7.5 lengths 10th, but there were excuses for him. Now, Maximel will get second. Laugh and Dance has been a very big finishing run. Gee, she's been a good mare since she came over here. 3, 4 and 7, it is official now. ahead of 13 and 6. And the winner getting from 14s out to 16 to 1 to pay 17.80 and 4.90. Maximil second, $1.70. Yeah, I don't think he's all that genuine, Maximil, somehow. And Laugh and Dance third at $2.60. Second favourite in the race, Londolese, did get into a little bit of trouble coming up towards the home turn where they raced tight, but I don't know whether she was going well enough to be in the finish. Court of Honour at his second run back in from a spell, ran off his feet a bit in that race with 59 kilos. Ben's Rocket well tried, usually can produce a big finish, but he wasn't able to do that today. Wanted to lay in a bit, and his effort was quite disappointing, I thought. No Need never came into it. Chenwood ran on okay. But Rembetic has been too good on this occasion. Numbers are 3, 4 and 7. Been one of the old good and bread and butter horses for trainer Alan Williams. That was his 78th start. He's had 12 wins, 13 seconds and 14 thirds. Never cracks it for a big time victory. That might even be his biggest win, but he's certainly the horse that you'd love to have in the back paddock, because he keeps on going around and winning good races. In matter of fact, just having a look through his record, it was about 3 years ago. He won the Group 3 Tramway at Randwick in September of 1995. He beat Monopolise and Sprint By. His victories since then have been mainly confined to the provincial area, although he did win at Caulfield back in April of this year. But he's back with a stakes victory here. Rembetic taking out the 7th event of the day. We'll be back with the last, Nick, at 4:40.
See you.
I was actually the first to come out. Blue Espion and Blazing Flight began brilliantly, and Super Slew and Sen Glow and Wakul Ash not far away. Kingston Calling's going to settle midfield on the inside of Allendale Road, followed by Tananda Genial King. Keep Chanting's back third last, followed by Rilo Pez, and last of all Big Rumba. Going along towards the 1200 metres mark, and Sen Glow moved up on the outside to join Blue Espion in the lead. A length and a half to Blazing Flight in third. Wakul Ash is fourth. Arm for Action is fifth. He's one off the fence for Gavin Duffy at the top corner, and then came Super Slew on the inside of Allendale Road, pushing through and between horses at that point. Tananda 1.5 to Kingston Calling, and then came Rilo Pez picking up ground from Genial King, Keep Chanting, and last of all Big Rumba at the 750 metres mark, and Blue Espion finally worked clear from Senglow. Blazing Flight third, Wakul Ash in fourth position. Arm for Action is fifth, just dropped a bit, just a fraction as I went over the crossing, about 2 lengths away. Super Slew followed by Allendale Road. Rilo Pez deep from Tananda, Keep Chanting, and then Kingston Calling, followed by Big Rumba, and then Genial King into the straight. 400 to go. Blue Espion and Senglow led from Wakul Ash. Here's Arm for Action. He's chiming in quickly with Allendale Road. A look at Rilo Pez coming down the extreme outside. Arm for Action hit the front from Wakul Ash. Super Slew trying to get through Rilo Pez and Allendale Road out wide. Arm for Action, Wakul Ash. Super Slew getting through. Rilo Pez the outside. Arm for Action and Super Slew. Arm for Action's just in front. He's fought them all off. Arm for Action. Arm for Action's beaten Super Slew and Rilo Pez. Big Rumba got home. Then Tananda, Allendale Road, Kingston Calling, Wakul Ash and Keep Chanting, Blazing Flight. Then Senglow, Genial King, and last time was Blue Espion. Well, they had 22 chances to get him. Arm for Action from the 250 metres mark. They all had their chances, and he has just fought them off every inch of the way. And just when he fought off the barrage, Super Slew got through on his inside, and Super Slew was going to beat him for sure. But Arm for Action found plenty. And in the last 20 or 30 metres of the race, he was starting to get away from Super Slew again, and the favourites won the money. Here they come. Arm for Action's just in front of the grey Wakul Ash. Super Slew's trying to get between them. Allendale Road, the black and green, and Rilo Pez is on the extreme outside. And have a look, they all had their chance. Arm for Action with the shadow roll on just in front, and I thought Super Slew would beat him about here. Rilo Pez can't get there. Big Rumba's getting home late. Super Slew almost draws level with Arm for Action, but Gavin Duffy riding in the vintage Gavin Duffy style. He pulled out the bat, and Arm for Action, he responded, and he edged away to win and win well. Super Slew second. Rilo Pez has run third. He just knocked up Rilo Pez. That was his second run back for about 21 months, and he just knocked up today. But by golly, if he stands up to training, he's going to win some races. Barton, I even consider him taking him to Melbourne. 9 was fourth in the race, and that was Big Rumba. So the numbers are 4, 1 and 3. That gives Gavin Duffy 2 wins today. John Marshall's won 2. Mick Pelling's won 3. That's been the program. They're the 7 races decided. Pelling 3, Duffy 2, Marshall 2. Quinella, 11.10. Trifecta, $59.90. The daily double on a pair of fours, you want 4 Parade, 4 Arm for Action, 1880. The treble 1044, and 10 being Our Prime Mover, Parade, Arm for Action. The treble's paid $112.60. You have the numbers 4, 1 and 3. Gee, Belmont doesn't look too good in Perth as they move up for race number 4.
No, it doesn't look the best either. They're getting a bit of breeze there. In fact, Darren did tip it was a very windy day there at Belmont, and it looks like they've got a bit of rain coming over from somewhere. Anyway, they'll continue on there. We have a riding change on the way. Hickey Picker is now Bobby Alyssa, race 7, number 10. Marigo Jason Lee, race 8, number 14. That's a couple of changes for you. With the top weight successful at the coast betting Centre Southern Taxon, the trifecta $416 on race 6 at the Gold Coast. Now Belmont, Darren McCauley for the next event. And at Belmont, this is race 4, the Budget Fleet Mares.
Lady Lexus to run favourite. Diamonds are best, a bit agitated in the gates. Mark Sestich has them out on Lady Lexus. He has ridden the last 2 winners. The starter hits the button now. They're racing. Diamonds are best off the inside. Seem to dwell. Tilly up. Lady Bravo Zulu going back. Wild Rumour first out from Cool Amber, who quickly headed her. Talia racing across now from the outside to sit up on the speed at the end of 200. Lady Lexus in a nice posse. Wild Rumour restrained to be 4th, being followed by Diamonds are best, and Honey Amber trapped a shade wide. Although having said that, it could be the better part of the track. Then came Champagne Monarch, followed by Bravo Zulu, and the tail ender is Tilly up Lady. Along to that first bend, which takes them past the 900, and Cool Amber being allowed to just roll along in front. Leads by 2.5 lengths on Talia. 2 lengths to Lady Lexus. Being heeled up by Sestich to try and stay in touch with the leader Cool Amber. 2 lengths away then, Diamonds are best on the inside of Wild Rumour. Champagne Monarch switching 3 deep, flushing Honey Amber 4 and 5 wide. And 2 lengths to Bravo Zulu. The tail ender Tilly up Lady about 8 lengths off the leader. Coming around the corner, and Cool Amber making all haste for the judge. Leads at the 400 mark. A length and a half to Talia. Lady Lexus being ridden along on straightening, followed by Champagne Monarch, and they're really getting into the track now. And then Honey Amber battling away. Talia's out after Cool Amber. Lady Lexus trying valiantly on the outside. Talia at the 200 grabbed a narrow lead from Cool Amber. Then Lady Lexus desperately ridden, but Talia's kicked away at the 100 metres mark. She led more than 2 lengths to Lady Lexus, getting to second from the tiring Cool Amber, and Talia's come away and won it easily at the finish. Talia by 2.5 lengths, Lady Lexus. Cool Amber 3rd, Honey Amber 4th, and then Tilly up Lady, Bravo Zulu, Champagne Monarch. A breakdown of about 6 lengths to Wild Rumour, and Diamonds are best, and they shared last spot.
Okay, race number 7 coming up from Rosehill Gardens. And very shortly we'll take you to Terry. Joss Sticks at $3.10. $5.50 for Ask the Waiter. Jack and Archie 22. Macamee 7.70. Inshallah 23. He's a day 9. Astro Boy 4. Confirmed Bachelor at 28. Hickey Picker at $17. All right, now let's have a look at race number 7 from Rosehill, brought to you with the compliments of Olympic Video Gaming. We'll take a break on Sky and be back with Terry's call of the Premier's Cup. This is another listed race and one of the features at Rosehill.
Fishing anyone? Join the man with the mouth, the fish kisser, the irrepressible Rex Hunt for fishing adventures. Rex goes far and wide in search of a good catch, the right bait, and the people in the know. From the rivers, the streams, the oceans, and the lakes, it's an insightful look at the world of fishing, Rex Hunt style, where every fishing trip's an adventure. Get your tackle ready and go fishing with Rex. Rex Hunt Fishing Adventures on Sky Channel.
Want excitement and entertainment? Then play the greatest poker machine sensations from Olympic. For exhilarating fun, check out Olympic's Night Owl. Free spins are the craze, and with Night Owl, they're a real hoot. For more free spins, play Olympic's Cool Millions, the coolest game in town. And of course, there's the famous Red Black Double Up feature. Double up your wins up to 5 times. Night Owl and Cool Millions, just 2 of Olympic's latest gaming sensations. Play them now.
This race brought to you by Olympic Video Gaming. It's the 7th at Rosehill. It's the Premier's Cup, and $3.20 Joss Sticks is the favourite, Astro Boy at 380 is fairly safe in the market as well. Here's Terry now for the call of the Premier's Cup listed event of 75,000. Here's Tez.
Okay, Nick, they're moving in well. Josh Sticks, the favourite on track in front of Astro Boy, and both have been very well tried to win the race. 3:20 for Josh Sticks is about right. We have Asked the Waiter given a chance in the race. Astro Boy, the late mail from Rod, and he's very firm, $3.80, and that's exactly what they're betting here on course. Now, the last couple moving in, just having a look at the replay of that previous race. Arena on face value was probably disappointing because Strange came from well back in the field, gave him a fair start, and he was able to slide past him the last 50 metres. So I'd have to say Arena was a little bit disappointing. Grant Cooksley could be in trouble there too. He rode Huge Jet to victory, and there was interference in the early stages, and he could be up before the stewards after the running of the last race there. There's an inquiry being held into interference sustained running into the first bend. $3.20 Josh Sticks. Rimbetica, $17.80, $4.90 winning the previous at Caulfield over Maximal and Laugh and Dance. $34. Quinella Trifecta, $663. Up comes Astro Boy. He moves in, and they're all set for the Premier's Cup. Starter moving around to his platform. Josh Sticks, gate 3, well behaved. The gates open and they're racing. They've jumped in a good line. Asked the Waiter near the inside. Mac and Me and Confirmed Bachelor began very quickly. Inshallah and Josh Sticks handily placed, running about 4th or 5th, one off the fence over Jack and Archie. Astro Boy is deep with the red and white colours on. They were followed by He's a Dane, and Hickey Picker immediately went back to the tail of the field as Dye took Mac and Me to the lead, and he wants to go keenly. Mac and Me on the first bend at the 1,500 metres mark, sped to the front. Confirmed Bachelor quickly moved up to be second. Josh Sticks very handy. He's racing on the outside of Asked the Waiter, about 3 lengths away in the field to Astro Boy. He's inside Inshallah, 2.5 to Jack and Archie, then Hickey Picker and He's a Dane last, and he's racing 3 wide. Mac and Me at a pretty good clip at the 1,200, led by a length on Confirmed Bachelor. About 3 lengths away is Asked the Waiter. He's on the inside of Josh Sticks, 2 lengths in the field then to Astro Boy. Astro Boy is racing on the inside as they come off the back. He's a Dane moving up 3 wide from Jack and Archie, and still last of all is Hickey Picker as they race off the back at the 850, and it's Mac and Me in front, and Dye is letting him run along. He leads the way by 3 parts of a length. Confirmed Bachelor, 3 away. Asked the Waiter inside of Josh Sticks, 2.5 to Inshallah. He's on the outside of Astro Boy, who's in front of him now. 2 lengths to He's a Dane, Jack and Archie, and last of all is Hickey Picker. 600 metres to go, and Mac and Me given a bit more leather by Dye, got away a length in front of Confirmed Bachelor. 2 lengths to Josh Sticks, about to be eased to the outside, but he is being niggled at. Asked the Waiter on the fence, and 2 lengths to Astro Boy, hooked to the deepest part of the track in the home straight, and Mac and Me at the 350 led the way. He's 2 lengths in front. Josh Sticks is coming after him. Asked the Waiter getting a split, and Astro Boy chiming in. They still haven't got Mac and Me at the 200. He's in front of Josh Sticks. Asked the Waiter and Astro Boy starting to hit top gear. It's Mac and Me in front. Josh Sticks under the big waiters starting to pick him up, and Astro Boy claiming the pair. Josh Sticks, Astro Boy, Josh Sticks in front and fell in to win. Josh Sticks has won. Good performance under the big weight from Astro Boy. Photo third, Mac and Me and Asked the Waiter. They were followed next in by Confirmed Bachelor, then Hickey Picker, Inshallah, Jack and Archie, and He's a Dane. Photo.
Across Al Barak and also pushing through Castabon. Just off the speed in that division, Seamont is wide around Mighty Meccano. Going up in the centre with them, Stylish Led on the inside, Forest Idol. Winsome Willie easing back off of heels as they negotiate the first turn and move on to the side. He had to check back suddenly there. Dame Winventure, Mahatma go around him, and they were followed further out by Seller Mine from Kubla Khan, and last of all at the 1,000 on the outer track is Swing into Spring. The leader now is Castabon by about a length, to in second placing into Jazz, getting the run of the race. Seamont goes to third. There's another one up there with them too between them. We'll pick it up in a moment. It's Al Barak. About 2 lengths further back in the field to Warri San inside of Mighty Meccano, ridden quietly back in the field, and they were followed then by Dame Winventure, Forest Idol the inside, Mahatma the outer, and deeper out on the track around those then Seller Mine from Kubla Khan. Winsome Willie dropping off, so is Stylish Lad, and well back Swing for Spring. In the straight they race now, and running down towards the 400 metre mark, and it's Castabon the leader. Warri San's getting a run up on the inside, and Interjazz has joined in very quickly. Interjazz has now hit the front. Back behind them, Warri San, followed then by out wide Kubla Khan. Mighty Meccano not going on with it, but it's Interjazz the leader from Warri San on the inside. Interjazz and Warri San. Interjazz and Warri San fighting it out. Interjazz will not lay down, and Interjazz in front with 50 to go going past me, and Interjazz gives Gary Kennell a double. Second, Warri San. Third placing, Damon Venture, I think, from Kubla Khan, Mighty Makana the inside, and Stylish Led outside of all of them running on. Knocking up Castabon back in the field, as did Albarak. They were followed further back behind those then by...
Race of the day here. It's fives the field on track. Azar and Boldly are sharing favouritism, and they're only about a point ahead of Connive and Perfect Model, who perhaps is about the best backed in it, but it's a very, very open race. Kazaragi well in the market. So is Ushku, although it has been adrifted to the extent of about 3 points. Last of the afternoon coming up now. Here's My Serenic coming into the line, and we await Stonington to move in, and also Ushku. Big one taken out by Dane Ripper. Her next start will be at Moonee Valley in a couple of weeks in the Fian Stakes. Lavelda suffered an injury after the race, would you believe, when she was coming back into the mounting enclosure. Doremus flashed out and connected with her, and she ended up with a puncture wound on the near foreleg, or the off foreleg, I think it was, and it's going to be bathed, and Colin Alderson didn't think it would affect her preparation. Doremus ran a slasher. Greg Hall said it was better than his run in the Memsie last year. Just about set now, Stonington to move into the outside barrier, and the field of 14 is now locked away. Started coming around to the platform. 1200 for the last of the day. All set. Hot Touch bobbing his head near the outside. Gadina. Off they go. Perfect Model began well towards the inside. Hot Touch was away fast, and Chief Red Eye going out fast. My Serenic in the early part, and Azar jumped well from the outside gate as they settle down now. Perfect Model hunting through on the inside in company with L.A. Chevelle, and they go to the lead together in the early stages over Hot Touch and My Serenic are close up fourth. 2 lengths to Kazaragi on the outside of Gadina, and then Pearly Gates, Chief Red Eye, followed by Azar, the widest of that bunch in the red with a white cap. On the rails is Boldly, followed then by Connive, and a length to Stonington. Second last Ushku ridden along, and Meridian Magique is last of all. 500 to go. Perfect Model a half in front of L.A. Chevelle, and Hot Touch out 3 wide. 2 lengths Gadina, My Serenic, followed by Kazaragi. Azar coming the widest runner. Stonington getting onto its back, and Connive is next. It has about most of the field in front of it. It's Perfect Model turning in front of L.A. Chevelle. Gadina the inside, and then Hot Touch. Wider out My Serenic and Connive. Azar looked to be a bit too far back inside the 200, and Perfect Model 2 lengths to L.A. Chevelle, and now Azar starting to dig deep, but Perfect Model nicely clear, holds a 2-length break, and Perfect Model wins it over L.A. Chevelle second. Azar got up for third on the outside from Chief Red Eye and Hot Touch. Connive next on the rail from Ushku, who ran on fairly well. My Serenic next, and then Boldly. Back behind those to finish in the race were Gadina, and they were followed by Stonington, Pearly Gates. Kazaragi's finished a good way back in the field, and Meridian Magique was last of all. Victory for Perfect Model number 13, ridden by Kieran McAvoy. Led for much of the journey. A Clay Hero 4-year-old, a former New Zealander, second up from a spell. And he's raced on the pace today. And it's been a good, strong victory by this lightly raced 4-year-old to win. Trained by Peter Hayes, only its 6th race start. Second should go to L.A. Chevelle, and Azar right off the track all the way in third placing on the outside. 13, 10 and 3. They're unofficial, but should come through shortly. So 13, 10 and 3 for race 8 on the program. 13, 10, 3. Good victory for Perfect Model, carrying the lightweight with Kieran McAvoy on board. All right, well, they're nearly set to go in Newcastle for race 8. Let's go to Terry Spargo.
Thank you, Greg. And as they were nearly set to go, we find ourselves with the delay. Burning Spear needs attention from the farrier. Number 11, Burning Spear, is a 25 to 1 chance on the New South Wales TAB. Obviously something not quite right with one of his plates, and he's going to hold up proceedings. The farrier went down and must have fixed it pretty quickly, because Burning Spear is being led up towards the line again. Stately Rose will be the second last to go in, and Burning Spear will be the last. That's the truth. Number 8 at 450 and 220 is the favourite on the TAB. So the line just about set now. Penultimate race of the day. And they're all in. Light is on. Starter about to climb to the top of his rostrum. And they're all set. Racing caught them in a fair line, though Sea Reason dropped back with Mini Version shortly after the start, and That's the Truth and Perfect Flight came out of the barrier very quickly. Raffler third and Burning Spear fourth, a length away Family Shot on the inside of Romany Gypsy, and then Zarush settling on the fence about 5 lengths off the speed at the end of the first 250 metres. Star of Valima going forward, White Lies on the rail, a length away Stately Rose getting into trouble as Ammonia and Sister Darlene work around the outside. 2 lengths to Lord Nagiro well back. Sea Reason second last and Mini Version at the tail of the field. That's the Truth, the leader at the 800 by only a head to Perfect Flight, with Family Shot moving to third. Romany Gypsy fourth, very deep around Burning Spear. Raffler on the fence on the inside of Star of Valima. Ammonia's been trapped deep, is 3 and 4 wide and 4 lengths off the lead coming to the bend. Zarush on the rail, and then Sister Darlene followed by Mini Version, and further back was White Lies and Stately Rose's heads are turned for home. They're in the stretch at the 400 and Perfect Flight went to the lead. That's the Truth battling back on the inside. Romany Gypsy third. Raffler going for the run between them. Ammonia on the outside and Zarush closer to the rail. Perfect Flight in front at the 150 from That's the Truth. Raffler trying to go through between them. It's Perfect Flight in front of That's the Truth and Raffler. Perfect Flight drawing clear in the shadows of the post, and Perfect Flight won. White Lies flew home to run second. Third a photo. Raffler, That's the Truth, Zarush in that photo. Just behind them, Lord Nagiro. Stately Rose didn't have a lot of luck from Family Shot. Mini Version out wide, then Sea Reason, Star of Valima, Sister Darlene, Burning Spear, Ammonia, Romany Gypsy, and Arturo was one of the last.
Newcastle race 8 going to number 3, and that was Perfect Flight, as you saw there. It was a good win, and the Perfect Flight beautifully ridden today in the 8th by Tony Cavallo. Race 8 at Eagle Farm comes up. Real Say at 5.20, Latin Poet at 15, 36 Absavita, Bira $4.90, Blue Turns to Grey 8.40, River Reach 6.25, Dispute 11, Sir Single 8.15, Sprinkles at 20, and we've got 37 How Bizarre, 38 Retirement, Zadara 18, Mokum 23, and Lanzarak 77 for race 8 at Eagle Farm. A short break, then to Alan.
Come on out to where the marshes meet the mountains at the Coonamble Jockey Club on Sunday, August 30. Located an hour and a half northwest of Dubbo at the foothills of the Warrumbungles. Join Sky Channel's Hilton Donaldson with all the action trackside for the big race of the day, the Coonamble Associated Agents Cup, which has been proudly sponsored locally by the Coonamble Associated Agents for 5 years. It'll be a great day at Coonamble.
But Alratab forging away.
That's the Truth. It's run third there at Newcastle, 3, 5 and 8. Ferrero 460, 155 at the coast. Tiara Star, Even Money, Rhythmic King at 105. Quinella 1780 in the trifecta. It paid $49.40, race 7 at the Gold Coast. Aaron Kennedy takes in his mount into the boxes at Eagle Farm for race 8. Let's take a look at the final event with Alan over 1,200 metres.
Yeah, last event of the day. There's a chance here for some jockeys to break the monotony here. Mick Pelling's ridden 3, John Marshall 2, and Gavin Duffy 2. Coming into the last race, Jimmy Byrne rides Real Say, Johnny Marshall rides Bira, Mick Pelling's on River Reach, and Gavin Duffy rides Mokum. They've dominated the racing here today. Now Sprinkles has gone up into the stall, so too is Retirement. Tough race to finish proceedings here this afternoon. It's been very keen racing at Eagle Farm today. In fact, just having a look at the winning margins, in fact, there have been some pretty close ones. Now, the first horse bolted in, Wichita, and the second horse won easily enough, I suppose, didn't it? Cavallo Rosso. Then after that, the margins were a neck, 3/4, short head, head. So there's been some very, very good finishes and short margins between second, thirds and fourths. The racing's been very keen. Now, Latin Poet's gone up. Here's Gavin Duffy bringing up Mokum. Blue Turns to Grey. And then we wait for Johnny Marshall to bring up the Bart Cummings trained Bira. Only lightly raced. He's a 5-year-old with only 14 starts to his credit. Now, they're all in the stall. Starting signal given. Stand by for a start. Lights are on. Off and racing. Off on the last, Zadara near the inside and River Reach the two best to go. Retirement began quickly. Sir Single and Sprinkles going quickly on the outside. Asbavita Dispute just off the speed with Real Say. Mokum deep early. Lanzarak drifting back with How Bazaar, Birra, Latin Poet and Blue turns to grey. 8.50 to go and Sir Single went to the lead. Second Retirement, Sprinkles third. Asbavita fourth, travelling deep. River Reaches fifth on the rails. Mokum going up deep. Then Dispute racing midfield. Real Say a little bit wide as they go to the crossing. Zadara's on the fence, then How Bazaar, followed by Birra, Lanzarak, Latin Poet and Blue turns to grey. On the bend, 500 to go. Sir Single first around the bend. Retirement second inside. Sprinkles and Asbavita, Mokum deep. River Reach looking for the way out, followed by Real Say, Dispute, How Bazaar, Birra to the outside from Latin Poet. Sir Single led 300 metres to go. Asbavita, Sprinkles second and third, followed by Mokum, Real Say, Birra, Latin Poet. River Reach can't get out. Sir Single clear past the 200. Here comes Latin Poet. Latin Poet out in the middle of the track. Mokum battling home, but Latin Poet, he got the Sir Single close to home. Real Say getting home all right, but Latin Poet hit the front, and Latin Poet has won. Now it's a photo between, I reckon, Sir Single and Real Say for second and third. Birra and Mokum are close up from Dispute. How Bazaar, Blue turns to grey. Then Sprinkles. River Reach didn't have any luck down the running. Then Retirement, Asbavita, Lanzarak, and last of all was Zadara. Number 2, Latin Poet, is the winner. Has come from second last on the home turn. $17.05 and $4.55. Number 2, Latin Poet. Not much second and third. So Single on the fence. Real Say's got home in the middle. And I think they're the two that'll fight out the minor end of the prize. Although there's a couple not far away. There's Latin Poet getting to Sir Single. Real Say's got the white cap. Birra's flashing home in the blue. Mokum's got the red and Disputes behind them in the All Cerise.
Was 90, and on track she's a little bit shorter than that. She's the one they have back. She did open up fairly short. She has drifted in the betting, but she is very fast. Now, they're all in. Starter on his stand. Patu has the inside gate. Manisha drawn a bit wide. Warwick Farm racing tomorrow. All set. Very open race. Dantalar class runner. Look, Burley in the yard. Racing this time, Yellow Star drop back with Sengigi Beach. Flickering Fire, All the Rave. Also into stride very quickly was Pluie and showing speed Manisha. Manisha's going to charge through and lead the way from Cheeky Spy and Pluie. On the fence, Patu is fourth. Then came All the Rave. Flickering Fire is very wide. Dantalar in between runners and Happens wide on the track. A length further back in the field, La Rose Noir, Yellow Star, Say Good Morning Marigo. Then came Bridal Chance, Snapshots and Sengigi Beach at the tail. 5.50 out, Manisha in charge. Led by a length on the grey, Cheeky Spy and Pluie wide on the track. Patu on the fence from Dantalar. Then Flickering Fire, Happened very wide and further back to Yellow Star in the straight. And Manisha the front runner, led by about a length on Cheeky Spy coming after it. Di angles back to the fence on Patu and she's coming home very powerfully, and shortly afterwards at the 200, Di said go and Patu burst clear at the 150. Race 2.5 in front of Manisha. Then Dantalar, Cheeky Spy, Bridal Chance the fence running on, but it's all part 2. It's 3 for Di and home she goes. Untouched the last little bit. She wins the money. 3 lengths to Manisha. Photo third. Bridal Chances rattled home. Dantalar a good return to racing. Then Cheeky Spy, Say Good Morning, La Rose Noir, Marigo, Snapshot, Sengigi Beach. All the Rave, Flickering Fire, Happen, well back Yellow Star and Pluie after showing a ton of pace.
Datari and Enterprise, Danajiva in the blue colours standing well in gate 4. Now Rich Theme went in and they're all set to go. Track is good, 4.1 the penetrometer, and the rails out 7 metres, and they're off in the first.